Diswick Cheesemeisters, and welcome back to the Peach Pod After Dark. I am Jeff, and I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. And joining me on the other end of the internet, my co-host.
I'm Leslie, and I'm a lone read. I am a lone read.
Does that mean that you're alone when you read? I don't understand. This week, Cheesemeisters, we are talking about You've Got Mail. The 1998, I'm not sure this is cynical enough masterpiece. And this movie, spoilers, Cheesemeisters, is kind of cynical as fuck, but we'll get into it. Written and directed by Nora Ephron. Also written by Miklos Laszlo and Delia Ephron, who I'm assuming is like her daughter or something. Family member.
Oh, I thought it was sister.
Maybe, I don't fucking know. And Nora Ephron also wrote When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle, among other things. And she also directed Sleepless in Seattle. And that John Travolta Angel movie, Michael, she directed that too.
Oh.
She directed other things. She directed a couple of lesser Steve Martin movies. But Nora Ephron's fucking Nora Ephron. What are you going to do? She's like the queen of this shit. This movie stars Tom Hanks as Joe Fox and Meg Ryan as Kathleen Kelly, Greg Kinnear, who is Wright, as Frank Navasky, Parker Posey as Patricia Eden, Gene Stapleton, dingbat, as Bertie Conrad, Steve Zahn as DJ Davis, George Pappas. Look, I'm not DJ Davis right now. I'm Captain Geach in the Shrimp Shack Shooters. Heather Burns as Christina Pickles. I'm assuming that's the other person who works in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle as Kevin Jackson, Tom Hanks's co-worker, best friend.
His friend.
Only other person he talks to.
Yep.
Dabney Coleman as Drexel's class. Nelson Fox. He's Tom Hanks's dad. And John Randolph as Skylar Fox, who is, I guess, his grandpa.
Yep.
Seems like it. We are watching this in conjunction with Season 6, Episode 4, Everything's Coming Up Roses, because you didn't want to watch the Care Bears movie for whatever reason. You have no soul.
I don't care. I stand by this. Hey, everyone, you get a movie with a plot this week.
Love makes me cry.
And apparently good movies, too.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it. Our spelling connection is once again Tom Hanks. He did an episode of The Love Boat. This movie is liked by folks. 69% Rotten Tomatoes, 73% on the Popometer. It didn't have any major wins, but it did have a Golden Globe nomination. Best performance by an actress, musical or comedy, for Meg Ryan. But she lost out to Gwyneth Paltrow for Shakespeare in Love. 1999 was the year Shakespeare in Love. What are you going to do?
I know.
Up against a juggernaut. And this is pre-Goop. So, it's, when
she was still fine.
Still be uncomplicatedly in favor of Gwyneth. Yeah. Now it's like, all right, I guess I'll shine a light up my vagina. Thanks, Gwyneth.
No, I'm good. I will not do anything that she recommends to my vagina.
All right. What about to her vagina?
Ew,
I can still be talked into it, I suppose. Whatever. Leave me alone. All right. So this is the first time I've seen this movie. And it is very much not the first time you've seen this movie. So tell the Cheesemeisters how much you love this movie.
I like it a lot.
Okay.
This is kind of funny how I got into this movie, or I don't know, funny only to me. But it was one of those where it was family movie night. We went out, and I remember thinking, I was 9. I went, what are we seeing? What is this? You've Got Mail. I'm like,
right.
Wait, we're seeing a movie that's not a cartoon and not a musical?
At 9, that is a tough sell.
Why am I here?
Yep.
And yet, Cheesemeisters, this movie had so much geared towards me. It had books. It had New York, back when I loved it, because I didn't live near it. It has a little girl singing Annie. It has a cover of Somewhere Over the Rainbow playing in the final moment. And it had book recommendations on top of that, and a love story. I was in heaven.
Nice. And that good feeling has held?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I watched it and, felt a warmth in my soul when I heard that, which of course they did a much gentler version of it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is to not scare anyone away.
Yeah.
But immediately when Frank says, you think this machine is your friend, but it's not, I went, oh my God.
Yeah.
He knew.
Frank knew a lot.
He knew a lot. He felt bad already for possibly dating a Republican.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I texted you in like the first 30 seconds of this movie, and I was like, I don't know what else happens, but Greg Kinnear is right. Like,
Yeah.
he is correct. Like, here's what I mean about this movie. This movie is quite cynical about the use of technology in our daily lives, and about giant box stores pushing mom and pops out of business, and all of that kind of stuff. It's pretty cynical about, but I think it got so much worse than Nora Ephron ever could have guessed. That
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it gets anywhere close to cynical enough. But that's not really a ding against it. It's just like, like they were on the right track, future prediction wise.
Yeah.
We're just worse people than Nora Ephron thought we were.
I mean, I think, and this might fall under what you consider part of her prediction, but I mean, the fact that no matter what Kathleen Kelly does, with the demonstrations, protests, all of that news coverage, and it still doesn't do anything.
Not a thing.
I mean, I feel like this is very much a voice of New York at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it could still be some voices in New York now wanting it. I mean, people are always telling me like, oh, it was way better before the pandemic. And I'm like, yeah, I bet.
Right.
I won't ever get to know. I mean, it's getting, I think it has a chance to get better now. But yeah, I think it's a sad state of foreshadowing that the corporation wins and the independent bookstore does not.
Yep.
I mean, look, Barnes & Noble gets to keep opening up stores, but independent stores are hanging on by a thread.
Yeah. And it's difficult, this thing. Like, I can't sit here in judgment because I'm part of the problem. Like, we support independent bookstores all the time. Independent Bookstore Day is one of the days that we do every year. Like, we go hit the independent bookstores, and we're big with the library. But we also, like, we go to Barnes & Noble with some regularity. When Liam was little, we took him to story times, any place that had them.
Yeah.
Including Barnes & Noble. I mean, he got to meet Corduroy at Barnes & Noble when he was like, he wasn't even one. I mean, he's so small and so cute. We did all of that stuff. And so, like, I've personally contributed to the demise and the upkeep of these small independent stores. And that's why I say the movie is cynical, because if the little bookstore had stayed in business, that would have been pretty Pollyanna.
Yeah.
And that's not what this movie is about. This movie is not about like the little guy winning out over over our corporate overlords. But it's what it is, Cheesemeisters, is it's The Shop Around the Corner, remade in 1998. And it's kind of also Pride and Prejudice, I think, a little bit, as far as I can tell.
Definitely. It's a lot of things. Because The Shop Around the Corner is based off something. Like,
right. Probably Pride
it is incredible the iterations that have come out of this. I think the original egg of this was some Bulgarian story called In the Good Old Summer.
Maybe that's that Miklos Laszlo's fella. Maybe that's why he gets a writing credit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's there's so much inspiration to this. But yeah,
Yeah.
Shop Around the Corner is definitely the basis, but there's also some Pride and Prejudice for good
Yeah.
reason.
So she owns a tiny little bookshop called the Shop Around the Corner. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. My nose, it is on it. And he's opening up a big old, I don't know what they're called, Fox and Brothers Books or something.
Fox and
Fox
Sons,
Books,
I think.
Fox and Sons. Um, and opening it up literally right around the corner. And it's going to put the old pizza in a cup guy out of business. It just is. And, but what they don't know is that at the start of the movie, they're pen pals. They met in some kind of an online chat room forum. And for like people over 30 or something, because I guess she just turned 30, which is not true. Like this is 11 years after When Harry Met Sally, and she's in her early 20s in 1987. So she's in her mid 30s, but I guess
Okay.
30. I'm just talking Meg Ryan. And they're probably both closer to 40, I think, at this
Yeah.
point. But whatever, neither here nor there. And so they're good online buddies, and like his bookstore is going to put hers out of business, and he knows this. And he knows he's Joe Fox of Fox and Books, but she doesn't know that. She just knows he's Joe with two children, one of which is his aunt and the other is his brother, which is weird and funny. And I had to pause the movie at one point and ask Laura, and I was like, I think that's right. I think that's true, but was he fucking with her? And she's like, no, that's what it is. And I'm like, okay, because that's how it read, but I wasn't 100% sure. I just needed a tiny little bit of clarity there. But like, he shushes the kids so that she doesn't find out who he is. And look, I'm getting somewhere with this, Cheesemeisters, and it's that he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
And that I think Nora Ephron hates him too.
Oh yeah.
And I think there are reasons for it, but he sucks. And it makes it really hard for me I don't see him redeemed. Like by the end of this movie, he's not redeemed to me. He spends the entire movie treating her poorly.
Yeah.
Like he always knows more than she does and refuses to tell her. He won't let her be on an even playing field with him for 1 second.
Rom-coms in the 90s.
This is worse because he's also driving her out of business without feeling bad about it. He does not ever feel bad about it. No. He never does anything to try to stop that from happening. He just buries her. And then he knows that she's his pen pal and won't tell her, and shows up and pretends that he didn't show up because he just there's this knowledge and power imbalance this whole time, and he holds it over her head. And look, not for nothing, this is maybe the most damning thing in the whole movie. Nora Ephron writes him as guy who explains The Godfather to you at a party.
Yep.
And that is a shitty character trait. That is shorthand for this guy sucks.
Yeah. We all saw Barbie.
Yeah. Like this predates that by quite a bit.
It does.
And like Greg Kinnear knows what The Godfather is, but he doesn't like beat you over the head with it.
No.
Like she asks him about going to the mattresses, and he's like, yeah, from The Godfather. And she's like, oh, you know? He's like, of course I fucking know. I'm a dude. Like, I know what The Godfather is, but it's not my whole personality.
Right. Like he blows it off and goes back to reading his article.
Right. Because that is the correct way to be a fan of The Godfather. Like The Godfather is a great movie. It is a phenomenal, and The Godfather 2 is great. In the history of American cinema, there are high places for both of those movies. And we'll probably, later this season, there's a reason to watch The Godfather.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
It's a Brandon dresses like like Marlon Brando for something.
Ugh.
So it's
I mean,
not like a big reason, but it's a reason.
I've pretty much since we got into this, I have figured that The Godfather is going to come up at some point. And
Right.
also, like you said, I recognize it's a part of cinematic history,
Yeah.
so it would behoove me to watch it at some point.
I think it's good. I mean, I'm glad I saw this. I'd never seen it before. It's not my favorite
Hey,
thing, this movie, but I'm glad I saw it.
this movie this movie helped me and probably so many other women to know references from it. Not that I've ever had that situation where a guy has tried to talk to me about The Godfather, like
Mhm.
other than you, but
Right.
like we're talking about movies.
Right.
But like I've always been ready.
Right.
Like I know a
Right.
horse head ends up in a bed. I know go to the mattresses.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
It's The Godfather's really good, but it's
I
and
think
look, I too much explain movies and things to you. I just do. I get it, but it's like, but I'm not gonna meet a woman at a party and start just explaining how The Godfather is good.
yeah.
Like that's
I agree with your assessment that he's not redeemed because that was something that hit me a lot more in this rewatch was like he puts her out of business.
uh-huh.
He basically makes her go through her mother's death all over again.
Uh-huh.
And then he says because I just as you were talking I thought wait a minute. He's had once he finds out who she is, like who his pen pal is, they have a terrible interaction. And I'm thinking, why do you want to keep this going?
Mm-hmm.
You could have just ghosted her.
Right.
You could have ended this. What is it about her online personality that you think makes up for what just happened, even though that was provoked by you? So, like,
Yeah.
the movie, Nora Ephron shows that he has some self-awareness, and I decided to watch it with that in mind. Like, okay, Nora, show me where I'm supposed to believe that this man can be redeemed or that he is able to change.
Yeah.
And I saw it in the moment he was writing her.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it in the casting because it's Tom Hanks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tom Hanks is not a villain.
Right.
Tom Hanks is the most lovable man in America.
He's the captain now. Yeah.
Oh, fly.
Yep.
There's one other moment when he's on his father's boat and they're sharing or they're having martinis.
Mm-hmm.
The discussion they have about love and relationships. I was telling Walter about this. I was like, this is some great acting because it's not like he shows us that he's had a change of heart all of a sudden, but you see him listening to his dad talk about like, oh, I've never gone into this for love.
Right.
Like, what? Have you ever seen me do that? Come on.
Right.
And I don't know why he changes his mind, but I really feel like Tom Hanks as this character, or maybe Nora Ephron also encouraged him. I don't know, chicken, egg, whatever. But there's some kind of decision he makes seeing his father and grandfather talk about their exes.
Yeah.
Also, maybe seeing how he has a super duper young ass brother and a super duper young ass aunt that he is buying gifts for and who will likely never buy him anything because they're too young.
Right.
Like, I just think that he notes these things and realizes he doesn't want to be all that. Of course, he's still going to be rich businessman.
Right.
That's not going to change.
Mm-hmm. He is a complicated character, and I like that. Like, the thing is, at the end of this movie, I liked this movie. I thought it was really interesting and compelling. I don't think it's a good love story.
No.
Because I think he's a bastard. But I do think he's very complicated, and that's interesting. And Tom Hanks playing against type is interesting. And you're right. All of those things are there. And that he sees that, like, Parker Posey is not the kind of person he wants to be with. Like, he's recognizing all of the things he doesn't want, and he's recognizing that she is what he does want. But he never acts towards her in a way that is fair, that is on the level. Not for a second. And so like there's a limit to how much I'm ready to come with him. And at the end of the movie, when she realizes that he's the pen pal, like Kathleen Kelly, through the vessel of Meg Ryan's face, is having about 70 reactions at once.
She really is.
like I was watching, because there is so much that she's having to process in this moment, and she is doing it in her face.
Yeah.
And then I don't believe her response for a second, that the only thing she says is I wanted it to be you. No, that's not what you're going to say. You have too many conflicting thoughts right now for that to be what comes out.
I've never really liked those lines that I wanted it to be you. I wanted it to be you so badly. Like it but what it feels like to me, it feels like going back to Pride and Prejudice or any kind of like gothic novel, you know. The romantic era. That's what it feels like. It feels like that button that you listen, the ending, for what it is, like it is very much a Hollywood ending, you know?
Yeah. And I think, and we talked about this before we watched the movie, but my preconception here is that this movie is second tier, right? Or third tier. This is third tier Meg Ryan rom-com. It's not as good as The Goat, When Harry Met Sally, or Sleepless in Seattle, which I find to be lesser, because When Harry Met Sally is so fucking great.
Oh, yeah.
And this is second or third tier Nora Ephron. This is fifth or sixth tier Tom Hanks. But it's second tier Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan with Nora Ephron.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you can't watch this. I can't watch this movie without seeing it in comparison to all of those other things. And that is in part, I think, why Tom Hanks is such an asshole in this movie. Because you cannot make him the same character in this movie as he is in Sleepless in Seattle. He can't be that same guy, because if he's that same guy and Meg Ryan is that same girl, then you're just doing the movie over, and nobody wants that. That's not interesting. It has to be a different dynamic. So she flips him. She makes him she makes her the one who needs help, and she makes him the one who's causing all the problems. And so that's a totally different dynamic, and it's interesting. And watching it going, this is a weird way to do a love story, but I understand why you're doing it this way, because you already did these other two Meg Ryan love stories, and you cannot make her, she can't be Sally, she can't be Mrs. Seattle or whatever her name is in that movie, and she can't be like Annie. She has to be. I've seen that movie like twice. It's fine.
I'm saying it for everyone who's going to be yelling at the episode. It's Annie.
Look, you guys, sometimes I don't know stuff. What do you want from me? Fine. We're not.
That's where they want me to. That's where they want me to be brave and break through the conversation and let you know.
Oh, I found this movie compelling and pretty interesting, but I didn't find it to be a good love story. And I wasn't rooting for them because I couldn't root for him, because he was just like, everything he did was gross.
I think I've stopped expecting, at least when I rewatch rom-coms, for the most part, especially in the 90s, I'm like, I'm not going to like this love story anymore. I'm going to like other aspects of it. I'm going to like the nostalgia. or other social commentary that it's making. Like, yeah, I mean, there's some great stuff in Adventures in Intimacy that I think saves it and is able to
Oh,
make you, like, as an audience, go along with it and I don't know, not get distracted or by cynicism or bitterness. But if you do, that's fine too.
mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to buy this love story, because again, watching it this time around, I was like, ooh,
right.
In this economy, you make me lose my job. I'm not dating you.
Yeah.
You make me lose a bookstore. Cheesemeisters. If I could be anything outside of actress, I want to work in a bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea how hard it is? One, to find work, but then two, to get into a bookstore job right now? It's not happening.
Yeah. And she loves it. It's who she is, you know? It's her family bookstore, and his family has been fucking her relatives for generations. Like, his grandpa fucked her grandma.
It's like Killers of the Flower Moon, but on the internet.
There you go. Yeah, sure. With white people. With only white people.
It's white on white crime.
It really is. Yeah. Well, do you want to talk about Adventures in Intimacy?
I sure do. First question I have to throw your way. I couldn't help but think about this. And I've never seen Joe versus the volcano.
Yeah.
Do Meg and Tom ever spend more than 20 minutes of the movie together?
Probably not. I think I've seen Joe versus the volcano, but it has been 35 years.
I think it's funny. It's funny to me that two people who I would say most people recognize as a rom-com duo.
Sure.
Spend very little time together in said rom-coms.
It's true. Yeah.
Sleepless in Seattle, they see each other twice.
Mm-hmm.
And only say something. I mean, she says hello. All I could say was hello.
Right.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Shouts to Sleepless in Seattle for being interesting in that way. Like, it's a weird love story, you know, where the two people in it don't meet each other until the last scene. That's cool. Like, shouts to Nora Ephron. She does good work.
Absolutely.
Again, I don't think this is bad. I think he's intentionally a shithead and stays that way the whole time.
I mean, I don't think the romance of this really starts until the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. After they dug such a big hole, how are you going to get out of it?
Yeah. Which, you know, rom-coms do that. Hell.
Yeah, set yourself a challenge.
Every season of Bridgerton, I am stressing. No, not butts. I am stressing, like, Jesus Christ, would you just fucking tell them already that you are noble blood and you're not a fucking servant? Oh my God, girl, you're going to jail. And it's like, it's going to be fine in the end.
Right.
Anyway.
Because the butts. Is that what you meant by the end?
No.
The rear end?
So, Adventures in Intimacy.
Yep.
This movie starts with everyone in the romantic leads in relationships with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we've got establishing relationships, you know, sitting on the bed, sitting on each other's lap, like very light, relaxed intimacy, nothing overly romantic. In fact, like there's one point where Greg Kinnear and Meg Ryan, their characters, like maybe halfway through the movie before they break up, they're like never touching, or hardly touching, I should say. You know, and like, granted, when you've been in a long-term relationship, you're not always touching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, sometimes it's too hot. Sometimes you're just like, I need my space, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But I noticed that, and similar with like Parker Posey and Tom Hanks's characters, like they are not lovey-dovey.
Right.
You know, they're just together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I noticed this was such a fun rewatch for me because I got to look at things with a magnifying glass, because otherwise I'm just relaxed watching it, remembering other times.
Mm-hmm.
But like Jillian his stepmother.
Right.
There's this moment where we first meet her that has always bugged me. She goes, "Kiss me, I'm going to be your wicked stepmother." And he goes in to kiss her on the cheek, and she goes to kiss him on the lips.
Yeah.
Like, she very much tries, like, in going for the cheek to dig that mouth with her mouth. And I realize now what they were trying to do. Like, Nora Ephron, Nora, I don't know if you would have liked Exes. I think you would have. I think also you were one deep down, because like there's so much plotting. Because later on, when she's in that same scene, Jillian and Nanny Maureen are standing right up against each other.
Yeah.
Like shoulders melded into shoulders. And of course, she runs off with her later on. But after being rejected, I feel like, and I don't think that's why she runs off with Nanny Maureen. I just think this woman is, she's young. She's wanting a lot of different things. And I wouldn't want to end up with the boss from 9 to 5 either.
Right.
But like, there's this, in the party scene, she puts her hand on his knee and like moves it and kind of like clenches her hand, or just like tightens her grip very slightly. And I love his face. He's like, "What?" And then he's like, and then he gets Nanny Maureen, you want to come here? So just great setup that is left in the dark and probably not seen by enough people, but I noticed it this time after 20 watches. There's supposedly like flirting in this TV interview between Frank, Greg Kinnear's character, and Sydney Ann, which did you realize who that actress was?
Yes, but I forget. Like I
delivered her. The Banks babies.
Oh, that's not where I know her from. Yes, she's in she was the female lead in an HBO show called Hung.
Oh.
Where Thomas Janes plays a guy with a big penis.
Shocker.
Yeah. It is the existence of that show led to one of the funniest commercials I've ever heard on like Sirius XM radio. It was like it was for like boner pills. And it was like it's part of the hit HBO series Hung, so it's a real thing. And then they're talking about boners, and I'm like, what about Sookie Stackhouse? Like, are vampires a real thing? That's an HBO show. Like, I don't understand the premise of your commercial, boner pills.
Also,
it's really weird.
That makes it sound like your actor is taking these pills on set to be erect.
No, not to be erect, to have a bigger schlong. Like, these pills will grow your
That's also really weird, and I'm HR.
It's all very weird. It's like, no, the commercial isn't for the show. The commercial is for dick pills, but they're referencing the show.
That's what I mean. So I think that's weird.
It's all very weird. But weird. She is in that, and that's what I know her from.
Wow.
So yeah, other things too, but that was a whole show that ran for multiple seasons, and we watched all of them. And I liked it. It was a good show.
So that gives me hope that if one sweet-faced actress can get on a dirty ass show,
there you go.
Then maybe another one could.
There you go. Do it.
I've got maybe 5 years left of looking this sweet. I don't know.
Boner pills. Do a boner show.
Okay. As I'm watching this movie, also, I was like, okay, how are they gonna, how does he turn this around? Like, how does he convince her to fall in love with him? And then I realized he does all 5 love languages.
Oh. Yes. Bullshit, you mean. Got it.
What?
Yeah, I have seen a lot of things online about how love languages were basically invented by like Mormon dudes who wanted to fuck more.
Oh,
like, well, because how many guys do you know whose love language is anything other than sex?
Fair point. Let's pretend for a second that that is not the basis of this, or like,
Sure.
again, I'm looking at this from an intimacy standpoint. You know, that's just another one of those things which I find interesting, but don't put
Mm-hmm.
all my stock in, like
Sure.
astrology.
Mm-hmm.
But how to get someone to love you in 5 love languages. He brings her favorite flowers,
Yep.
gifts,
Mm-hmm.
calls her charming, words of affirmation,
Okay.
makes her tea, acts of service.
Okay.
They start hanging out. They run into each other, time together.
Okay.
And this one, of course, happens like near the very end, mostly because there's not a lot. They don't have a lot of touch
Mm-hmm.
until their big Hollywood kiss, which I'll break down.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this near touch that they have when he's over. All of these happen in the scene where he comes over saying, I wanted to be your friend.
Right.
Which I'm like, I would not have even let you in. But, you know, way to go, Meg Ryan. I too have been a sick person and run down by people.
Yep.
Often. But he leans in and puts his hand up very close to her mouth.
Don't speak.
Not touching.
Don't speak.
No, he doesn't touch though. It's incredible. And like, it's a near touch, which again, very much of the romance, Gothic Victorian novel era.
Sure.
Like, brilliant moment because it leaves them both speechless and makes them freeze. I loved it. He has this touch again later on when he's having this heart to heart with her before they meet up as official correspondences where he's like trying to convince her, like, you know, if none of this had happened, maybe we could have gone out.
Right. If I hadn't done all the things I did.
Yeah, if I did it. He puts his hand on her shoulder, and I found this to be a weird touch. Just the placement on the shoulder, because he had it like up here, like right on it, and I think it would have been more natural and looked less. Again, he was very gentle with it and like light touch, moved his fingers a little. Like, it wasn't a clasp. It was just trying to keep her there and like telling, hey, listen. What I would have suggested would have been like a hand here on the side instead. Like, just that feels more friendly to me. But considering the shot they got, you would not have seen his hand then. So like, it's one of those moments where I just went, that's not my favorite, but I get why they did it that way. And I like what he did to try to soften. And of course, they have a big Hollywood end of the movie kiss. After like 13 counts of just looking at each other. Right. Which is almost the length of time that Kevin Kline and Magnum PI made out. Yeah. Love that moment.
That was a great
and
kiss.
It was a very good kiss. The leg pop and everything.
I still see that leg every time. Like, that's what I see is that leg, and then a wrap around. Yes! The leg wrap around.
I don't care. I like that movie. Yeah. So, and like you don't see them kissing for as long as they hold each other's gaze. You do see them in an embrace when the dog comes up and starts barking. But I think they were really just holding each other there and like hey, you guys don't have to kiss here. We're going to be like pulling and then moving up and like the dog's going haywire. It's so cute.
Yeah, I did. I like that the dog tries to mount them as well. Like when the crane pulls back and the dog's like, me too.
Hey, me too.
Yeah. You did forget one love language. The love language of I have a puppy.
Oh my God! Right?
Yeah. Yep. How you gonna be mad at him? He's got a dog. Come on.
You know what? They're not kidding when they. They're not kidding when they tell young kids to like not, don't follow people when they say they have dogs in their van. But like, they don't remember to tell you as an adult to not do the same thing.
Yeah, I want a puppy. I want to catch a puppy.
I I had a really bad day emotionally yesterday, and I was like, I met this corgi and was petting it for a minute, and I think I checked out for a good solid few seconds, and then all of a sudden it hit me. This is someone else's dog.
Not my dog. Not my
I'm
dog.
keeping people here.
Right.
No one else likes to connect with people like I do.
Right.
Sorry.
But I love to touch your puppy.
And I went, oh my God, I'm sorry. It's a corgi. And they were like, no, we get it.
Yeah, this happens to us. We literally can't go to the store.
Right.
Yeah, we have to factor an extra 30 minutes into every trip because strangers will touch our dog. That's how that works.
What were you about to say? I'm sorry.
I don't remember. It's probably puppy related. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are my adventures in intimacy.
Nice. Well, let's go. I don't know, a couple doors down. There's a shop around the corner that sells records. It's for Needle Drop Forest. I nothing super stood out to me except for, like I was looking at the soundtrack, and so many of the songs are like novelty songs, a little bit. Like one, like a lot of Harry Nilsson stuff. How are you familiar with Harry Nilsson?
Outside of this, no.
Okay. Harry Nilsson, he and John Lennon were like best friends in the 70s. A lot of that had to do with heroin, but they were like best friends. And Lennon produced one of his albums, and like they just were kind of inseparable. Like there's a story of like John Lennon being super like just hammered on plenty of drugs and being thrown out of a club with like a lot of other celebrities who were there and having to apologize to people, and he was with Harry Nilsson like during that situation. But Harry Nilsson also does the put the lime in the coconut, you drink them both together.
Oh,
and he does the he does one of the songs in fucking Beetlejuice. Like he's got a lot of weird, quirky songs, but he also had like, I highly recommend to all of the Cheesemeisters the album Nilsson Schmilsson. I know it's a goofy name, and I think the cover is like him in like a furry bathrobe that comes down like mid thigh, like he's a mess, this dude. But Nilsson Schmilsson is such a great record, and it has the coconut song on there, the lime and the coconut. But the album is not full of silly Gaga songs, but it does have the coconut song on it. So it's like this. I never expected this song to be done by like a real person who does real stuff. But like there's a song in here by him called the Puppy Song. So like that's weird. And he's the one who sings the Remember.
Oh, that song.
Yeah, which is not a silly song. But like I highly recommend digging into Harry Nilsson a little bit. Because there's a lot of really good stuff. They also have in here the song Dream by Roy Orbison, which is like the second one. Probably not. Which song do you think it is?
I was thinking Dreams by Cranberries.
Oh, no. Yeah, different song. This is Johnny Mercer song sung by Roy Orbison, and we saw it in something else the other day too, and it's just a lovely fucking song. There's a Randy Newman song, Lonely at the Top, and low key, one of the best Stevie Wonder songs ever. This is the song that makes me wish I could sing. Like really fucking sing. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. You just want to like belt that thing out, and I can't hit a note that's close to what's happening in that song. Any of them. But like you just want to, with all of your chest, you want to it's so good. It's so fucking good. And then Harry Nilsson, I guess the Lord must be in New York City. Like, and then he's the one who sings Over the Rainbow at the end.
Yes.
Yeah. So lots of Harry Nilsson. Like Nora Ephron goes Harry Nilsson the way that Rob Reiner went Harry Connick Jr. Like Meg
Yeah.
Ryan and Harry's, apparently is a thing. Um,
Yeah.
so big shouts to Nilsson Schmilson. I have not listened to many of his other records, but like I remember listening, and it comes up on my FaceTime memories, Facebook memories every year because I posted about it, where I was like, I never understood the appeal of this guy. Then I listened to this album and I go, oh, now I get it.
I mean, that Remember song is so evocative.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautiful. And I mean, it's used a few times, I
Yeah,
think.
it
At least
is.
it, yeah, it's, I mean, yeah, I hear that song and I immediately think of this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't because I knew it from other things,
Yeah,
um, but it's great. I still prefer the When Harry Met Sally soundtrack. Like all
sure.
of that Harry Connick Jr. stuff is just fucking knock it out of the park. Great. But I got good feelings about Stevie Wonder and Roy Orbison and Harry Nilsson. So lots of good things is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um, all right, what else time? Is this anyone's defining role?
I mean, I want to say yes only because this was my introduction to Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
Yeah, but there's zero chance it holds like their defining role for you, right?
I mean, yes, that has changed. And like I will say too, I think at some point during the movie or after, maybe from my parents may have said this to get me to shut up about seeing a non-Disney movie
Mm-hmm.
because they were like, "That's the voice of Woody,"
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
and of course I was like, "What?" But then
Right.
when he goes, "She is," I knew she would be. I went, "Oh yes, that is Woody."
That's
She
awesome.
had to be. She had to be. So great.
Yeah, it like, and we this is what our third or fourth Tom Hanks movie. Um, I mean we that thing you do, and which is just fucking great. Go listen to that episode. We love that movie. Um, and then Money Pit, which we liked less. Um, so I mean, and I think we've discussed it each time. For some people, Woody is his defining role. Like for a generation of people, he is Woody. Um, it's not for me his defining role. Um, I think it might be Big for me still, even though he's done
I
a million things since Big, including A League of Their Own. I really like that move in the
oh,
you scratched your balls for an
Jimmy
hour.
Dugan.
Yeah, avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. That's good
It's good
advice.
advice.
It's fucking great.
When are we gonna do a League of Their Own?
We will at some point. Come on. But prepare yourself, cheese meisters. I'm going to talk about Tom Hanks's dick like 4 times because like the 3 funniest points of that movie are about Tom Hanks's penis. Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. I really like that move in the 5th inning where you scratched your balls for an hour. And Gee, Mister, that was some good peeing.
That's some good peeing.
Yeah, like it's the best parts of that movie are about his penis. Like, and the 4th best movie is about John Lovitz's penis.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home, get a shower and a shave, give my wife the old pickle tickle, and get back on the road. I don't know. Men writing movies with ladies in it. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But, I mean, Meg Ryan is Sally.
Sally, definitely.
Yeah. It's not Jim Morrison's wife.
No.
Yeah. Duck.
I really couldn't tell you what Tom Hanks' defining role is to me because he's just everything and everywhere now. Like he has done so many things that he's good in. There's some stuff that I'm like I still can't get over him being cast as Fred Rogers, and I'm like, you know what? I'm sure he kills it.
I never saw that. I bet it's here's why I just never saw it. There's no overriding reason. But I bet it makes me cry like a fucking baby.
Yeah, that's another reason I don't want to watch it. I'm like no, that's going to make me cry.
About it makes me tear up. Just thinking about the goodness of Fred Rogers, and the fact that so many people like me grew up on Fred Rogers and ended up being heartless assholes is so upsetting to me.
Yeah.
But here we are. What about Greg Kinnear? do you know, like, what's Greg Kinnear's thing for you?
For me now, it's probably Little Miss Sunshine.
Okay, sure.
But like, this was my introduction to Greg Kinnear.
Okay, that's
This
fair.
was my introduction to so many people. Like,
Right.
I did not know Birdie. I did not know Birdie was Jean Stapleton.
Yeah, dingbat.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have to point out, they named her Birdie Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
My musical theater nerds listening, I hope your eyes just bugged out of your face like mine did when I saw that, because I was like, excuse me?
Were you saying bye-bye? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, she's 100% not, this is her defining role. She's Edith Bunker, everybody. Come the fuck on.
For me,
yeah.
For me, this is her defining role. Like, he ran Spain. The country, he ran it. It was his job.
Yeah.
And then he died just as well.
Francisco Franco is still dead.
She's brilliant in this.
Yep. Are you aware of the Francisco Franco is still dead?
You know I'm not.
Okay. It was a running gag in the first season of Saturday Night Live in the news. Like, they would run the, and they would put his picture up, and they're like, in the news this week, Generalissimo Francisco Franco is still dead. And they did that many, many weeks in a row on Saturday Night Live. That's why I know who Generalissimo Francisco Franco is. Because of that. Because that was 1975, the year I was born. I didn't know the fascist dictator of Spain. Shoot. But Greg Kinnear was the original host of Talk Soup.
Oh.
On E! You know Talk Soup?
No, I do not.
Okay, so it was a show on E! Do you know Tosh 2.0 or Tosh.0 or whatever?
It's Tosh. Yeah, Tosh.
Yeah, it's Tosh before Tosh, and not about online videos, but about like daytime talk shows.
Oh.
So it's like guy standing in front of a screen. They show a clip from Jerry Springer or Montel or Sally Jesse Raphael or Donahue or any of these fuckers, and he makes jokes about it. So nice. He was the original host of that, and he was and this was like 96, 97, like it, and he was able to transition out of that into movies. So I could think the first thing he did might have been As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson and Holly Hunter. Then he did this, and he did Little Miss Sunshine, and he did the remake of Sabrina. He's in that.
Yes, I have seen that.
Yeah, but for me, he's the original host of Talk Soup.
I would love to see clips of that, because like he's one of those actors that I feel like can be funny because he's been like cutesy funny or like funny light, but to know he's like making jokes,
yeah,
I need to see that.
And he was funny as hell on that show, and they replaced him, like when he went off to be a movie star, they replaced him with John Henson with the white hair stripe on the side, who later went on to be one of the first hosts of Wipeout. Which, did you ever watch Wipeout?
No.
I loved that show. It made me laugh harder than it's supposed to. But it's an obstacle course where...
No, I know what it is.
Yeah, where they make fun of the people on the obstacle course while they're getting knocked off and they have to jump on the big balls and stuff. And it's just... The way... I'm usually not that person almost died, so I don't think it's funny. That's usually my position. Like, quarter of an inch and they got a broken neck. But they're falling into water.
Yeah.
And they're just falling in the most ridiculous ways because they're bouncing off of things or being punched. Like, it's just clown shoes. I fucking love big balls. So I have fond feelings about the first two hosts of Talk.
You heard it here, everyone. Jeff loves fucking big balls.
Big balls. That's right. Parker Posey, obviously not the Queen. Parker Posey.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, obviously.
Dave Chappelle, not his. He's Rick James, bitch. And Steve Zahn is obviously DJ Davis or Captain Geach in the Shrimp Shack Shooters. So,
but it's so funny because like for a long time, this is all I knew him from. Just like, this place is a tomb. I'm going to the nut shop where it's fun.
and this is, I mean, we've got this, we've got Reality Bites, we've got That Thing You Do.
Yeah.
What else? What else have we seen? He's been in like, this is like his fourth or fifth movie with us. Like, I have only positive feelings about Steve Zahn.
Same.
I love him in everything. Like, in most things he's in, he's my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
You know? Not quite this, but maybe. He's just not in it enough, I don't think. You know?
Yeah.
To, like, steal it in that way. Obviously, Dabney Coleman is not.
No.
You know, he's 9 to 5 for most people. For people who remember the Fox network, roughly 1992, Drexel's Class comes to mind. He had his own sitcom called He Was Drexel. He was a teacher. Yeah. I never really watched it, but the commercials were always on during The Simpsons and 90210. So like Drexel's Class is a thing that's in my head.
Wow.
Yep. So
what a wild time.
I know. It's Wild West, early Fox television. Do you have anything else?
Oh, I feel like oh, yes. Oh, this is foundational to my lore in my family.
Okay.
Because the scene where she's sitting in Fox Books, sad, pale and tragic, and the woman comes up behind her and is asking a bookstore worker, "Do you have the shoe books?"
Oh,
and she turns around and starts describing these books. That 9-year-old me is like, there's a book series called Ballet Shoes and Theater Shoes and Dancing Shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when I tell you that after this movie, I went to Doubleday Bookstore or any bookstore and asked, "Do you have the shoe books?" And then when they asked me how to spell it, I couldn't help it, Jeff. Every time I would be like, STREATFEILD. Because if I didn't do it in the cadence, I might not remember how to spell it.
Sure.
Anyway, have you ever read anything because of a movie?
Yes. Very different.
That's fine.
I read there's a spy author named Lynn Dayton. He just died at like the age of 97, like 6 months ago. And he's got a series of 9 books and that are all about this one character. And the first books are the Berlin Game, Mexico Set, and London Match. So game, set, match. And then the next 3 books are like Hook, Line, and Sinker. In Jackie Brown, which I don't think you've seen.
No,
right?
Not yet.
Yeah. But is a top 3 Tarantino movie for me. Like,
okay.
It is Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are my 3 favorites in some order. But Max Cherry, the bail bondsman, is waiting to get Sam Jackson out of jail at the beginning of the movie. And while he's sitting there, he is reading Berlin Game. And I caught that one time, and I was like, Tarantino doesn't just put random stuff. He like makes these as a choice, like that he put in there. So I'm curious what why he made that choice. So I've read 8 of these 9 books at this point.
Nice.
So yeah. So long story short, yes, I have done that.
Yeah, and I ended up reading Ballet Shoes and Dancing Shoes. I think also Theater Shoes, obviously. She wasn't kidding when she said Skating Shoes is out of print, or at least it was at the time, because I could only find it at my school library, and it was a very old copy.
God bless the school library.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So those books are lovely. They're just all little British girls, post-war London.
Okay.
poor, but they find the arts and they learn and they're good.
Nice. This is um I'm married to a librarian, you guys. And I'm not just married to a librarian. I'm married to a school librarian. She's middle school now, has been for the last decade or so. But before that, she was little kids. And we also had a little kid. So I don't know these shoe books, but I know so many of these little kid books. And when they mentioned those shoe books, I was watching with Laura last night, and she was like her posture got a little straighter. Like she was like locked in on the shoe books.
Oh,
so
I should message her. Cute. Yeah, they were like, and they're chapter books too. Like these were not just, like little, like.
Right.
Plus I was 9.
Sure. You were ready. You could do it.
I was reading Pride and Prejudice. What are you talking about?
That's right.
Not understanding a word.
Well, I mean, I still wouldn't understand a word. I ain't that smart.
But yeah,
anything else?
So that was my main thing. One last thing.
Yes.
I looked up, the scene where they're all singing together about the instruments? The violin sing with joyful ring. Do you not remember that moment?
I don't. I must have totally blocked it out.
Oh, it's sad.
Sorry.
It's innocuous moment, so I can understand why you forgot. But I looked it up because I've always wondered, what is this song?
Mm-hmm.
And it is just called the Orchestra Song, and it is an Austrian song teaching children the sounds that instruments make, and it's adorable.
You know what? Good job, Austria. No notes.
I mean, it's pretty on brand for Austria when you consider The Sound of Music.
Yeah. High on the hills to the lonely goat-herd lady.
Lady.
Yeah. What was that? I was watching. We were watching a random episode of Modern Family tonight, and Manny and Jay went to go see Sound of Music. So, yeah. So that was in my head already.
I love that movie, but I told you we didn't have to watch any more 3-hour historical romance movies.
I like Sound of Music.
I know.
Yeah. Look, Sound of Music and Wizard of Oz were the only 2 movies when I was a kid that you saw every single year. They got shown once a year on television, and when that happened, you tuned in.
Yeah.
You watched.
Yeah.
That kind of thing doesn't exist anymore. It's glorious.
I almost went on a digression, and then I went, that'll be for the time we talk about Sound of Music more.
There you go. I'm sure we'll get there. All right, what is this the EST of for you?
This is the sweetest movie about corporations winning.
It's kind of a tough beat for all of us.
It's also the sweetest film about the internet.
Yeah. It gets, what's interesting about this movie and the internet is, like, 1, it's prescient. But 2, it's clearly this is new, right?
Yes.
But everyone in this movie has had cyber sex.
I know.
And they're all super fine with it. They're like, whatever, get you through the night, brother. I don't care. Get your freak on.
I don't know why, but I was kind of impressed that they had all already had cyber sex by 1998. And I'm like, yeah. But if that isn't younger me brain peeking through adult brain, then I don't know what else it is.
Yeah. This is the almost cynical enough, despite being quite cynicalist, movie I've ever seen. Like, it's pretty damn cynical, and it's not quite cynical enough.
Yeah.
But
it's not quite, you've reached the winters of our discontent.
Right. Yeah. Even that movie's not very cynical. Like, you and me and $5, that's not cynical, that's romantic. Like,
why can I get just one kiss?
Yeah, that's angry. It's not cynical, it's angry. All right, but I think once again we have proven my theory, Cheesemeisters, that everything comes back to Aaron Spelling.
Even You've Got Mail.
Yeah, unpleasant. All right. So join us here next week, Cheesemeisters, when we watch season 6, episode 5, Lover's Leap. And, um, um, I we have to watch Strange Brew.
Strange Brew?
Strange Brew, yes. Strange Brew is Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas. You know Rick Moranis, right? Suddenly
Yes.
Seymour.
Of course, I know Seymour.
These were. This is Bob and Doug McKenzie. These were characters that they did on SCTV, and they are brothers from Canada, and that's it. Except,
yeah, I figured.
I mean, their show is just the two of them on a couch. Take off. No, you take off. You hoser. Shut up, you knob. Like, they're just, they insult each other with Canada words all the time, and they talk about the Great White North. It's beauty. But the movie is, they go to a brewery called Elsinore. Yeah. And Elsinore Brewery is attached to the Canadian Institute for the Mentally Insane, where they are, I'm spoiling the movie. It doesn't fucking matter. It's so silly. They are using mind control to turn hockey players evil. And they're going to poison the beer supply at Oktoberfest. And
no!
Bob and Doug McKenzie have to stop it. And it's the funniest fucking movie ever. It's so stupid.
I can't wait. This is way better than my suggestion.
And there's a scene where there's a scene that I don't want to spoil that involves shock treatment. That's so funny. It's so funny. So take off, you hosers. We're gonna watch Strange Brew. It's beauty. It's beauty.
Shut up, knob.
Shut up. Take off. It's gonna be impossible for you not to talk like this movie. It gets in your soul.
Oh darn.
I know. I've got a college Halloween picture of me and Sam as Bob and Doug McKenzie with our toques on and drinking beers that have the same bottle shape as the Elsinore beers. Is beauty, So join us here next Friday, you hosers. Take off when we're gonna watch Strange Brew.
I can't wait.
I fucking can't wait. I love this movie so much. I need, with all of the nonsense happening right now, I need a movie this silly. So
yes.
So that's what we're gonna fucking do. Strange Brew, take off. Plus, Mel Blanc is the voice of their dad, and you know Mel Blanc is like the voice of all of the Looney Tunes characters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Porky Pig, all the original characters. Those are all Mel Blanc.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's the voice of their dad off screen. Take off, you knobs. It's great.
Wow. Amazing.
Yep. But until then, Cheesemeisters.
Cheers.
Take off.
Read a book.